Hello and welcome back to the podcast that will make sure you don't watch any questionable videotapes. Welcome back to the best part of your week. Welcome back to Love, Death, and Movies podcast, Internet's #1 film breakdown and review podcast that crushes watch lists week after week. Every 2-ish months is a different genre. Every week within that 2-ish months is a different film in that genre. So follow us on everything. Join along for the ride and let's watch some movies. I'm one of your hosts, Ash, and with me every week is Harry. How you doing, Harry? We're about to start a new 2-month period. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited, energetic, hopeful, like a new lease on life.
So many good emotions.
Yeah, no negative emotions. I really like this topic, so I'm actually really keen. Especially after the first one that we've watched now. Spoilers, we both really like this film that we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
It's just cool. Like, it's just a fun chat.
It's a vibe. It's a
Yeah,
vibe. And it
vibe.
also takes place in Seattle. I wore my Seattle shirt for
Oh, hell yeah. It
this
is
movie.
very Seattle-ish, isn't it?
It is. Doesn't it
Yeah.
remind you? Let's get, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's back up a second. We're starting a new theme, genre, whatever we want to call it. We're doing 2 months of horror remakes. And we decided on this because there's so many movies that have been either remade from like older classics or international films that have an American version. And so we just thought it'd be kind of a fun way to not only sometimes discuss the original of what it's based on, if we've seen it and we like that as well, compare them, but also just to check off some of these remakes that we haven't seen. This is not an example of one that we haven't seen, but there will be some like that for both of us that we'll be watching for the first time. So we just thought it'd be a fun way to attack spooky season. Last year we did slashers, so yeah, just changing things up a little bit. So we have all kinds of genres. We've got sort of, I guess, traditional slasher type movie, serial killer. We've got some vampire or like Dracula stuff in there. We've
With
got
zombies.
Zombies in there. We've
We
got
got even
clowns
just like
in
a
there.
like a thriller with like Invisible Man. Like, we got a lot of
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, we got some really interesting like subgenres of horror mixed in here. So yeah, I'm excited. I know you're excited. So yeah, I think there's some horror remakes that are really good, that are better than the original. There's some that are kind of bad. And there's some that I haven't seen, so I'm not sure my opinion on yet. So yeah, I'm actually kind of curious to see how this is going to go. I think we'll generally like most of the movies that we watch, but some we may not. Like the Psycho remake, I have no idea what to expect with that one. So
No, neither.
we'll see.
That's gonna be good fun.
It will be. But
It's
yes,
like one of the I like it because that's like one of the movies that like I've just never seen. But and also like we've got like Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2, which I've seen once and I didn't love it, but
yeah.
I'm really open to my opinion to being changed. So I
Yeah,
really
I
like it.
mean, honestly, I think I've seen less of these than the ones I have seen. So, of the ones we're doing, I think I've seen about four of them. I think that sounds right. So maybe half. I've seen half of the ones we're going to be watching, and they'll be rewatches for me. And then the other four I haven't seen at all. And some of them I haven't even seen the like thing that it's based on, like The Invisible Man. I've never even seen the original of that. So I'm going to plan
Hell
on
yeah.
watching that before, just to kind of have an idea. And I'll be honest too, this one I have never seen the original Ring or like Ringu. I'm not sure if they call it that or
Ringu.
just Ring, but I haven't seen it. I know generally what it is about, but I've never watched it. I meant to watch it, just didn't have time, unfortunately. So yeah, today we're talking about The Ring from 2002, hence the Seattle talk. What I was gonna say was it gives me vibes of like what Twilight also gives off,
Yeah,
which is
big time.
that
It's got
greenery
that
kind of
haze as
tone.
well.
Yes, that's definitely that Washington green setting. So, yeah, I'm excited to talk about it. Anything you want to go over from your week? You're another year older now. You're wiser since I last saw you. So,
Yeah.
anything you've learned in the last couple of days?
Not really. No, I was my birthday over the weekend, which thank you for I don't know for saying happy birthday to me over message, Ash. I
Oh, you're
appreciated it.
welcome.
I appreciated it. Um, but no, it was good. I had the UFC yesterday. Any UFC heads would know that we're all happy today, which is good. That's kind of it. I don't think I saw anything crazy. Have you seen One Battle After Another yet?
Oh, I just had to watch two kids for 3 days. So,
Yeah, that's
I've been
true.
busy. I've been
Yeah,
watching Disney musicals.
probably a 3 hour Paul Thomas Anderson film isn't for them, eh?
No,
Nah,
definitely
fair
not.
enough. Well, we'll chat about that when you've seen it.
I did see him last week.
What do you think? I haven't seen it yet. Apparently it's shit.
I didn't think it was shit. I just thought that it was really like style over substance is kind of
Right.
the best way I can describe it. I think there's some really cool stuff happening, and I think there's some cool themes. I just feel like it needed a more experienced writer slash director to execute it better. I don't
Yeah.
think like the actors necessarily did anything wrong. I don't know. It had that Julia woman in it from like the Uncut Gems. I don't know her full name, Julia Fox or
Oh,
something like
Julie
that.
Fox. Yeah, the muse for
Yeah,
Josh Safdie.
I don't really know what her acting career has been like thus far, but that felt a little strange, I guess, like her being in it. She kept throwing me off.
She is
But
strange though.
yeah, Marlon Wayans, I think that was, yeah, that's who was in it, right?
Yep.
He was great. I just didn't really think that they knew what they were doing. It was just sort of like, here's all
Yeah.
these themes. We're just going to kind of throw it at the wall with a bunch of flash and style and see what sticks. And it just didn't really execute super well. But I still think it's worth watching. Like I wasn't mad that I watched it.
Yeah. Nice.
I gave it 2.5 stars. I thought that there was definitely some good stuff there. So,
Oh, nice. Wait, I watched a couple of things actually. I watched this Australian horror movie called Within the Pines, and it's like 70 minutes. It's on Amazon Prime, at least here. Oh, I glossed over one thing. Sorry, I'll be really quick. Within the Pines is really cool. It's like this guy that his whole job is to he's like an audio engineer where he gets like ambient sounds and stuff. So he goes out into the woods to record like ambient sounds of woods with like one of those big boom mics that goes long distance, and he's like pointing in a direction and he hears a woman scream in the distance. So he goes and looks after it, and like things entail after that. It's really cool. It's like a good like 3.5 out of 5. It's like nothing crazy, but it's just like really smartly well done. I went to the Australian premiere of Frankenstein.
oh yes, how was it?
Really liked it. Thought it was really really cool.
Can't wait.
If you're a Guillermo del Toro fan, you'll love it. I think Jacob Elordi is incredible as a creature.
That
He's
doesn't surprise me.
he's so good. So yeah, do look out for that. I think he's yeah. There's it's very very good. One guy, I was exiting the cinema, and one guy's like, "Oh, it's a bit self indulgent." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, it's just like all like Guillermo del Toro style." I'm like, "Yeah, but he's fucking earned that." I'm like, absolutely. Like, you go into a Guillermo del Toro movie, you want that. You want it to be oozing with like drip of like gothic shit. Like,
What
it's
are these
unreal.
people that are out here now trying to complain about these directors who've been doing it for so long, making movies and calling them self-indulgent? It's just like, let them
Yeah,
cook, you know?
it's ridiculous. But that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a pretty good week then for both of us. Just very busy. So, yeah, excited to get back into talking about movies and especially horror movies because I know we've both been ready for this season for a while. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I was excited to rewatch this. Of course, like I already mentioned, we're talking about 2002's The Ring, directed by Verbinski? Gore Verbinski. I think
Yeah.
that's how you pronounce it. This is, of course, a remake of the 1998 Japanese horror film by Hideo Nakata. I will be honest, I have not seen it. Like I mentioned, I don't know if you have. So I'm curious if you have seen the original, like if you have any thoughts to add on, I guess just sort of what you think of it and which one you maybe like more.
Yeah, I've only watched the original once, and it was when I was like much younger, so I don't remember
Okay.
too much. But I remember being like truly scared by it. Like that
Right.
was way scarier than this. Like spoilers, I wasn't scared by this at all on
Right.
rewatch. There's a couple of cool like moments, but there's nothing too much that like stands the test of time. I don't know about you. Like I remember like the memory of this movie is haunting. Like when you
Yeah.
watch it as like a teenager.
Well, and I'll mention in a minute when we get into it the scene that specifically sticks with me. But spoilers, it's the closet scene when they show her at the beginning
Yeah.
when Katie's body's in the closet. That's the only thing from my childhood that like when I think about this movie, I'm just like that scared me for years. That took me years to be able to start watching like horror films again after this because of that scene. But the rest of the movie never really scared me. It was
Yeah.
specifically like for some reason that jump scare of seeing her in the closet. But to be fair, I was 9 when I watched this, so it makes sense that that would scare a 9-year-old.
For sure.
So yeah, I
In
think it's not scary now to me as an adult.
What I loved in Ringu is that they didn't really over-explain her background.
Okay.
It was just like more like hinted at, and I thought that was really cool and kind of like I don't know, a bit better because like once you realize her background, it's like oh, that's it. Like if you know what I mean, like it's kind of like a bit of wishy-washy. But this still just has a lot of aura. This has so much
Yeah.
aura.
Yeah, from what I understand, like I did a little bit of like research, and the Japanese version seems like from what I like saw people say and also like what I read about is that it's a little bit more like unsettling, and like the videotape is a bit like scarier, or like some of the imagery that they use in the movie is a little bit scarier. I think across the board people just agree that it's scarier. And the American version, I think it's a little bit more like the Hollywood effect
Mm,
to it, like the production style. They wanted to reach a wider audience, I'm sure. And it feels like the tape in this one maybe was a little bit more like to shock you, not to scare you. Like the imagery
yeah.
was more to like be like, "Ooh, oh God, what's that?" Not so much like I'm terrified. Like there's nothing in the videotape that really is
Yeah,
scary.
the videotape in Ringu is much more like abstract and like cryptic. It's like not gory at all. Like whilst
Okay.
this is like you see
Interesting.
like needles going through nails and shit like that,
Yeah,
or
and like
fingers. And
bugs and just like gross stuff.
yeah, you're
So
very
that's why I'm
correct.
saying
Yeah,
it feels more like shock value in that sense. So,
yeah, epic.
but apparently they're both based on a book. I don't know if you knew this, just called Ring,
Oh, cool.
from the early 90s. So it's a Japanese author. So they did kind of, that's where it originated from, but it was actually based on a book. And apparently, the overall like ratings wise, the Ring from 2002 is the better movie on paper in that sense. Like it is rated higher overall. People tend to love it. But that doesn't always happen with these American remakes. I mean, you just never know if it's gonna kind of be trash. But even like Speak No Evil, for example, that came out recently, I thought that the American version was pretty good, and I
Yeah, it's
watched
good.
both. So they can definitely, do it well. So yeah, anyways, that was kind of all I had to add about the original.
Do you know what Gore Verbinski's done before? Other stuff.
I looked it up and I'm already forgetting.
He did Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Talk about range. Like that's
Yeah, it's interesting.
insane range.
And it wasn't that many years later, which is really interesting to me
Nah.
because it's a Disney movie. Obviously, not like Disney in the sense of like a kid movie. It's definitely enjoyable for adults, but yeah, just a totally different vibe than this.
It's just funny. It's like let's get the
That is
guy that did the
interesting.
Ring to the
Yeah,
Pirates film.
that's really funny. I looked it up and then I completely immediately forgot. But when you said that, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, really quick summary before we jump into it. The film stars Naomi Watts, Martin Henderson, David Dorfman, and Brian Cox, just to name kind of the main few. Goes as follows. It sounds like just another urban legend. A videotape filled with nightmarish images leads to a phone call foretelling the viewer's death in exactly 7 days. Newspaper reporter Rachel Keller is skeptical of the story until four teenagers all die mysteriously exactly 1 week after watching such tape. Allowing her to investigate, curiosity gets the better of her. She tracks down the video and watches it. Now she has just 7 days to unravel the mystery. So before we get into it, I know you've already kind of mentioned your general thoughts on it, but anything else to add about like your history with it, first time you watched it, how you feel
Yeah.
about it?
No, I really enjoyed this film. This movie's just like it's like what I remember as like watching horrors when I was a teenager. Is like The Ring always comes up. Same with The Grudge. Same with like a bunch of other films. But there's a lot of this movie that holds up, and it's a lot of just towards style. And
Yes.
towards like horror value probably doesn't, but like that doesn't constitute what's a good and bad horror movie. This just has it's just so nostalgic watching this film.
Mhm.
Just even like you pick any scene out of this movie, you just put like the screenshot of it, you know it's from The Ring just because of the color grading. The
Yep.
color grading of the blue in this entire film is disgustingly beautiful. I love it. I love everything about that. It's so cool. Yeah, I agree with you in terms of like the best jump scare. It would be the girl in the closet at the beginning of just showing like what happened to them. But I also like that they don't show them dying at all throughout the
Yes.
entire film. I think that's way better. And this whole idea of the haunted videotape is so sick, and it just yeah it brings up one of the questions of like would you be able to survive this film? Just don't watch the film. But like oh yeah, it's so
Or,
cool. I love
or make a copy.
or make yeah, which is such a brutal ending by the way.
Yeah.
Like spoilers, but like just forcing her kid to make a copy and show it to someone is wild.
What else do you do as a parent,
You got to do what you got to do. But oh, it's so good. What did you think of The Ring?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this was the first horror film I ever remember watching. This definitely started something. It originally freaked me out, like I said, with that jump scare in the closet. That was like a scene from my childhood that I feel like I can vividly remember watching this alone in my room when I probably shouldn't have been, and being really scared of that specific image. the rest of the movie never scared me. But then it was almost like that thing in The Fablemans, how like he keeps rewatching the movie until he can like not be scared of it. It was
Yeah.
like I was intrigued, and then I kept rewatching this movie, and the more I watched it, then I just loved it, and I didn't have any kind of fear of anything. And then it definitely ignited my love for horror films. So I feel like I almost have to like thank this movie. It's like what
Hmm.
started what is one of my favorite genres of film now. So I guess thank you to The Ring. And then yeah, on top of that, just the style of it, so many iconic like looks and shots within the film. I'm just such a sucker for a movie set in like the Northwest like that with all the greenery, with that like
Yeah.
hazy look, cinematography, the score like kind of being like spooky and mysterious. And then the fact that she's an investigative like journalist, like come on. This movie was made for me.
Yeah.
So it's just was like a perfect recipe, and obviously it being in this genre meant that I was going to love it. Obviously Samara isn't in it that much, but I do think that, you know, for younger audiences, like it's a scary kind of horror presence, you know, to
Oh
bring
yeah,
about.
she's
So
terrifying. Yeah.
I think it's actually honestly like a really good intro movie. Like if you're like young teenager and you want to get into horror, like I feel like this is a perfect movie to start with. So yeah, nostalgic is a great way of describing it.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Well, let's get into it. Film opens with two teenage girls, Katie and Becca, in a
As
rainy
always,
yeah.
every horror movie.
Dude, before we get started, by the way, like have you seen Scare Movie 3? I'm sure
Yeah.
you have.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
ask me why when this movie started, I was like expecting to see Pamela Anderson and Jenny McCarthy sitting there because I've seen
There's
that
so
so
much
many
good
times.
shit out of Scary Movie 3 that takes from The Ring. Like when he calls
Yeah.
Cody, like the kid that watched it, and it's like you can't talk to him, and hangs up, and the phone rings again, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just from Reader's Digest. I
Yeah.
got a fantastic prize for Cody."
And then
He's like
or
laughing.
also like when he's at the funeral and he's like, she doesn't know that you're a man or whatever. There's just like he's like basically telling all these people like he can read what's actually happening.
That's so
That kid
funny.
is so unhinged in Scare Movie 3. He's so creepy.
Makes me want to rewatch it now.
It's honestly bad. I rewatched it like 2 years ago and I was like, oh, this is worse than I
Doesn't live
remember.
up.
But the thing is, it's like based on like your signs
I
and
know.
The Ring. That's literally like the two main movies that it's based on.
That's
So
so funny.
it's perfect. Yeah. Anyways, I just immediately my brain like went to Scare Movie 3, which is awful. This movie is obviously better than that movie. But yes, we opened to Katie and Becca, rainy upscale Seattle suburb. I love the house that they're in. It's gorgeous. But they discuss a mysterious urban legend about a cursed videotape that, when watched, results in death in 7 days. Katie confesses that she and her boyfriend Josh watched the tape the previous weekend and begins to pretend choking and messing with Becca, making her think that she is dying, which of course freaks her out, but also makes her lose trust in believing Katie, which is not smart. Becca teases her, or sorry, I just read that. I wrote the same sentence twice. So this is why you can't do notes a week ago and then just pull them
I
up.
did the
And
same where I'm
it's so
relearning what
bad.
I wrote. Yeah.
I watched this movie like literally almost a week ago. Yeah, so she pretends, freaks her out, but then the fear turns real when the phone rings ominously after their conversation. She explores kind of around the house and some weird things start to happen. She's kind of seeing the TV turn on by itself, water seeping through the floor, which eventually leads her back into the bedroom, where you don't see her killed. It's off screen, like you mentioned, but by an unseen force after she sees the shape of the ring. Her corpse is discovered in the closet with her face grotesquely twisted. This is the one that just scared me for years. And we have now confirmed that she is officially affected by the videotape, or we assume.
We assume.
We don't know yet. We then meet Katie's cousin Aiden, who's been drawing eerie, creepy images of black rings and things related to death. Obviously, his teacher is concerned about this.
This kid's proper fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, we learn, you know, obviously that Katie and Aiden were apparently best friends, which is a little bit like, was a little bit like always weird to me
Yeah.
because he's obviously a kid, but they're cousins. So I guess if that's your only cousin, you know, you're going to be close even if you're not the same age.
It's still a bit weird.
Yeah, but he's deeply affected by it, clearly.
Yeah.
He's been drawing these images, and his mother, Rachel, is kind of expressing to the teacher that she's, you know, not that concerned. He just lost his best friend 3 days ago. Like he's, you know, going through some grieving. And the teacher expresses that he's been drawing these from a week ago before the death. So this is kind of the first sign that something weird is going on.
Oh yeah.
At the funeral, Rachel, who is played by Naomi Watts, which is so crazy to think that she wasn't that known at this time.
Yeah, because she's like huge now.
Yeah, like, but when she did Mulholland Drive, like nobody knew who she was, and also that movie wasn't popular in the mainstream. So this movie is really
She's
what like sent her career off.
she's Australian as well, isn't she?
Is she really?
Naomi.
I did not know that. I thought she was British, but maybe
She's
not.
British. I'm making
Okay.
that up. I'm
I was
completely
like, she
making that
could
up.
be, but I know she has an accent.
For some reason, I thought she was Australian. Oh,
She's definitely on the list, though. That's for sure.
oh, she gets straight on the list. Holy smokes!
But yeah, so at the funeral, Rachel, Aiden's mom, played by the beautifully talented Naomi Watts, and Katie's aunt, obviously, speaks to her sister, who's obviously just completely distraught. And she's desperate to understand how her healthy teenage daughter died without explanation. Rachel, being an investigative journalist, her sister would like her to start looking more into this, seeing if she can find out anything. She's hesitant at first, but obviously, I think seeing her sister that way sort of pushes her in the right direction. And also learning that the boyfriend was also watching the same tape and was affected by it really kind of sends her into agreeing to do it. Yeah, she talks to Katie's friends. Adam Brody was a jump scare for me. Did not remember that he was
Oh
in
yeah,
this movie.
I was like,
I don't
it's
know
the guy.
how,
It's
but
the
I
guy from
forgot.
the OC.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been watching that new show with him and Kristen Bell that on Netflix that came out last year. So
Yeah, nice.
it's called Nobody Wants This.
Yep.
Yeah, Nobody Wants This. So he was kind of on my mind because the new season's coming out soon. So I was like, oh, Adam Brody. That was definitely my childhood.
Just to butt in there, in 1982, when Naomi Watts was 14, the family moved to Sydney, Australia. I knew I wasn't
Oh,
insane. So she grew up in Sydney.
okay. I feel like
So
that accent could get a little bit like morphed together, and maybe she does kind of sound more Aussie.
yeah, so
It's
yeah,
very possible.
she grew up in Australia, which is good.
Okay. Well, you
She
definitely
also, when
watched
she
it.
was a late teenager, she became friends with Nicole Kidman.
Who's also Australian.
She's very Australian. Going through a divorce right
Okay.
now. Should we put that in the notes?
So you're saying there's a chance.
I don't know. Yeah, me and 58-year-old Nicole Kidman. Let's go.
That's so funny. Why do I feel like even more now than ever, she's going to continue to make movies like Baby Girl?
Oh yeah. Do you reckon like now that like they're getting divorced, Keith Urban's watching Baby Girl just like so saltily? He definitely has never watched that movie. He won't watch that movie again.
Yeah, he might cry watching that movie now.
Yes, poor guy.
Ugh, rough, brutal. Okay, sorry, jumping back in. But yes, Adam Brody. I like that took me back. But the friends, including his character, confirmed to her that Josh, the boyfriend, died the same night as Katie. But obviously, they're not connecting the deaths, like as far as the law enforcement, but they're pretty convinced that it's related. So she finds photographic evidence from a cabin trip that she had with her friends, including Josh, at the Shelter Mountain Inn. And the photos show their faces distorted and blurry and swirly
So
as
cool. I
if
love that
affected
aspect of this.
by an unknown force. Yeah, I always thought that was really fun when I was a kid seeing that. So anything to add here? I mean, it's a very simple movie as far as like the plot. There's just obviously a lot of scenes that take time because of the pacing or like showing the setting and all of that. So not a lot of notes. So anything to add here or
No, yeah,
you really
it's
liked
kind of
here?
great stuff. As you said, it's very like a stereotypical in a way, like opening of a horror, but
Yeah,
it's just fun. Like
it is.
the whole idea of the cursed videotape is just like a really cool, unique idea, and immediately that little idea hooks you.
Yeah.
It's such a little good MacGuffin that
It's really smart. Yeah, I
yeah,
do like it. I feel like you couldn't do something like this in modern time because of the internet and like being able to look something up quickly or
yeah,
just the way we don't watch, film the way we do. Like you don't like rent it at a video store and then return it and accidentally put something wrong in there. Like it's just different. So I feel like the fact that it came out at the perfect time, and I'm glad we have a movie like this
yeah.
because it's never not going to get anything like this again in the future.
It's so cool.
So it's really fun. I
Yeah,
agree. I also love how like when they introduce like Aiden immediately, he's just so like mysterious and
mm.
quiet and like he's just not like a normal 9-year-old child, like
No,
I just
the
they try
kid's
really hard.
freaky as hell, isn't he? Like
He
he's just got
is.
that look.
Yeah, I feel like they do a really good job at like painting him that way from the second they show him. Obviously, like the first scene of him is drawing creepy pictures.
Oh yeah.
And Rachel's kind of playing this like she's a loving mother, but I feel like she has done so much journalism probably in her career that she's very skeptical
Yeah.
of things. So I think that's perfect because obviously we need someone who's going to be skeptical enough to watch the tape themselves. So it makes sense.
Absolutely.
So on that note, Rachel visits the cabin, the Shelter Mountain Inn, and she in the lobby finds just a single unmarked videotape sitting in the movie section that the guy has in the lobby, just perfectly placed there for her. She decides to stay and rent out the same cabin that Katie stayed in, and she decides to sit down and watch the videotape. It's a disturbing collage of surreal and grotesque. Can I say that word? Grotesque imagery. A woman brushing her hair, a lighthouse, a tree, a red tree, dead horses in the water, just other unsettling scenes like you mentioned before. And as the tape ends, the phone rings and a voice whispers, 7 days.
So good.
Rachel begins experiencing weird feelings and notices that her face is even distorted in photo that she has taken of her, like the victims before her. She is obviously starting to feel a little bit disturbed by this, so she enlists the help of her ex-boyfriend Noah, who's an expert with video and cameras and all those types of things. He watches the tape himself. He's skeptical at first, but later, once he develops a photo of himself and sees his face distorted, just like Katie's pictures and just like Rachel, he starts to slowly believe her. I didn't really want to go into detail about these scenes in between because it's really just like
It's just a
them
lot
sort
of
of having this like obviously like lovers quarrel type of like energy that they're obviously like not over. So
yeah. No, but it's the same shit every horror movie. It's just like,
yeah.
I don't believe you. And then it's like, I'm not scared. Then he does it. And then the phone rings and he goes, still doesn't mean anything. And then like, eventually and then there's that scene where he arrives at the door and goes, I'm starting to believe you. You're like, yeah, you fucking know shit. People are dead. Like, just look at it. Also, there's so much in this movie that are about horses. Have you noticed that? There's
Yes.
like it's kind of weird. It gets like, one of the top letterbox reviews is just like, it's strange how much this movie is about horses.
I feel like there's got to be some sort of meaning there. Like I didn't really have time to research that, but I feel like there's got to be something with that that might there has to be a reason
Has to
why
be.
it's included. Maybe you can see if you can find anything on that. But yeah, once he finally believes her, that this is where the movie really starts for me. Like obviously the intro scene is great, but I feel like when Noah agrees to help her investigate like the tape's origins, that's when like now things are really like cooking with gas. Like we're going to be moving into the real like fun part of the movie, I guess, for me at least. Like I think this whole section where she tells him he doesn't believe her, she gets worried, about things happening. I think it's kind of like a little bit of a lull in the movie, and then I think at this point now it starts to sort of pick up a little bit for me at least. So over the course of the next several days, Rachel experiences increasingly terrifying visions, pulling a fly out of the TV, bleeding from her
Oh,
nose,
that shit gets me.
coughing up cords of hair. She even coughs up like I think it's like hair mixed with like the thing that they put like the monitor thing, the sticker that they put on Samara, like when they're monitoring like her not vitals, but like her heart or something, the EKG thing, what I'm talking about, like
Yeah.
that little thing. She like coughs up like hair with that attached. It's gross. And meanwhile, Noah discovers the tape is unlike any other. It lacks standard production markers and seems to have no origin, which is obviously very creepy and not normal. So, meanwhile, without Rachel's knowledge, Aiden has now watched the cursed tape,
Yeah.
and now his life is also at risk. So now more than ever, Rachel and Noah must find the why did I write find the course? I think I meant they need to find the source
Yeah.
of the
I thought,
video,
or cause, maybe.
cause and source,
Yeah.
course,
Course.
and stop the curse before time runs out.
Yeah.
So Rachel
I
tracks
liked
down a
that when
woman.
when the kid watches it. I really like that because then it's just like, oh, okay, now shit's fucking real. Like you can do your
Yeah,
own little Scooby Doo ass escapade, but then like there's actually like a child that might be about to be murdered is fucking wild.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and I'm trying to remember exactly what they're doing when he sneaks and watches it. I feel like they're like just very distracted with their plan and sort of like figuring this out, that she's not even really considering the fact that I don't know why she wouldn't have considered the fact that he might find it and might watch it, especially because he's been drawing the pictures. That's the thing that drives me nuts in these kind of movies with like kids doing weird stuff. The parents always like write it off
Yeah.
as like it's no big deal, just kids being kids. He's grieving in his own way, which I guess is possible in this case because he did lose somebody. But I feel like if maybe she would have thought a little bit sooner that he might be smart enough to figure out something weird's going on and be looking for something.
You'd think so, but
Well, because he obviously has abilities. That's the thing. Like he has this like ability to kind of know things a little bit. Like I don't know if it's like a clairvoyance or like, whatever it is, but he's kind of got this like weird ability, and he's obviously connected to Samara as well.
yeah,
So
exactly.
he knows what's going on. There was no way to keep him from watching the tape. Absolutely not. So Rachel tracks down a woman from the video, Anna Morgan, a horse breeder from Moesco Island, who died by suicide after her prized horses began dying mysteriously. So Rachel visits the island, where she speaks to locals who recall Anna suffering from terrifying visions. She had adopted a girl named Samara after struggling to have children of her own, who was believed to be the cause of the strange events. The horses, driven mad by her presence, began throwing themselves into the sea, which is crazy.
Yeah,
The child was said to have psychic abilities, who could imprint thoughts and images onto film and into people's minds. Scary.
very. It's really cool. So I was looking up the kind of like the symbolism of it. So there's four different types of symbolism with the horses. There's one's lost control. So the Morgans couldn't control their animals because of their horse farm. A metaphor that they couldn't control Samara or what she became. Innocence corrupted. So how horses are symbols of beauty and purity
Yep.
are driven mad, just like Samara's childhood innocence twisted into rage. Freedom and death, which is the image of horses running into the sea, reflects Samara's own death, trapped in the well, yearning for release, and nature rejecting evil. So even animals instinctively sense her presence and flee, suggesting that Samara's energy is persuasive of natural order. There's also like a couple of moments of notes of how animals are like their minds are much more able to be manipulated. So you can kind of see that Samara's like influence on them is driving them mad, just like the fairy scene.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like hearing you say that, I knew that there was probably something. I mean, obviously, it's not weird that they were like had a horse, like not farm, but
Yeah,
it's
it's a
like
horse farm.
was it? But they were like prized horses. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I
yeah.
meant. Yeah, and I feel like that's not strange or anything, but it just felt like the horse thing was way more of a plot point than just that being their job, like how they made money.
For sure.
So I feel like there was definitely more to that. So that definitely
For
makes
sure.
sense. Yeah, I feel like this movie, like where it really does well for me is like I said before, like the aesthetic and like cinematography of everything, but even just like the imagery, like some of the images of like that red tree and not even the videotapes, but just like some of the things they'll show in the flashbacks of like
Yeah.
their life, the Morgan's life. There's just so much there that I feel like even though you don't see Samara, like I guess the villain of the horror film that much. You don't even see the videotape that much, but I just feel like the imagery is really where they're relying on it just building suspense more than anything. It's not scary, but it definitely builds the suspense and the mystery
Yeah.
of like why this is happening like in the first place. So I do like that aspect of it, and I feel like it just looks great, especially for a 2002 movie. I don't know if I have a Blu-ray copy, so maybe that's why, but it looks amazing even 23 years later watching it.
Yeah, it's because of the artistic style that they chose.
Yeah.
They like it's like very different and it kind of like stands the test of time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like if you just look at the plot of this movie, it's not really that great, but the whole package as they deliver it is what I feel like works for me.
Yeah.
So Rachel visits the Morgan farmhouse and meets the father, Richard Morgan, played by Brian Cox, who is obviously fantastic and very
Wild to see
talented.
Brian Cox in this.
I know. I didn't know that's who that was, obviously, when I watched it when I was
Yeah,
younger,
same.
but
When I rewatched this, like, holy shit, it's Logan Roy. Like,
he's in like some random movies even too, because he's like in that
he's
Autopsy
in
of Jane Doe movie.
he's in Super Troopers.
Yeah, like he just does like random stuff, I feel
Yeah.
like. And he's
Have you
always
seen
great.
Succession yet?
No, it's on the list.
Please move it up the list.
I'm trying. It just feels like I don't know why it feels like it's going to be like a task only in the sense that it's a longer show. It's like they're like hour-long episodes,
But
right?
they're so good. It's hilarious. It's fun.
Okay.
You got to.
So there's comedy in it. It's not just
Yeah,
like
it's
some
very
family
funny.
drama.
It's
Okay.
the guy that plays Roman. What's his name? Uh, Culkin. That
Oh,
just
Kieran
won.
Culkin?
Yeah, Kieran Culkin just won. It's like he's doing the exact same role as
He's
he
just
always
being
does.
himself.
Yeah, he's
Cool.
hilarious.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely put it high on the list. So yes, anyway, she goes to meet Richard Morgan, Anna's widower. He refuses to talk about Samara, kind of violently drives Rachel away, doesn't want to tell her anything. She later sneaks back in and finds a like psychiatric interview video of Samara. She's saying things like, Daddy doesn't help me, he loves the horses, he doesn't want me, and I can't stop it. So you kind of start to piece things together here that
But
she's
she's
got
insane.
something going on in her brain. Eventually, we see that Richard, consumed by what we assume is partially guilt, partially just trauma of everything he's been through, kills himself in a bathtub by electrocution. This scene is so brutal.
Yeah, it
Like,
sucks.
why do they have to go so hard? Like, we could have just seen it off screen, but
It's so wild what they do.
yeah, it's honestly like a little bit shocking to me that I watched it so young, and I feel like that scene I would think would have stood out to me or like stayed with me, but
Yeah,
I honestly didn't really remember it, which was bad.
it's so fucked up though. It's so creepy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you really don't learn that much, which is I think that's what I like about this movie. It almost reminds me of like it's not like things like Jaws, but when I say that I mean like the fact that you don't really piece together like the evil thing, it doesn't really come about until the last chunk of the movie. Like you
Yeah,
really don't see Samara
you
as
don't, which
the
I kind of
evil
like.
version until the end of the movie, and you just like slowly learn about her, but it really takes until that last like 20 minutes to piece everything together. They give you like little nuggets and that's it.
It's so cool, isn't it?
I like it. I think it's a really good structure. Honestly, I think it works really well. So
Yeah.
anything else to add here? I only have one more section.
No, I thought the Brian Cox scene where he dies was, I don't know, it was kind of left field. It was kind of
Mhm.
like it was just way too shocking
Yeah.
for anything. But other than that, it's like it kind of makes sense in the outset. Like, he got told like she's back, and like it's kind of like you find out there's so much guilt there, so it kind of makes sense what he's doing. But it's kind of nuts. But I also agree with you that the whole setting of this is so cool. It has its like own flavor, which I really like.
Every time I see some of the scenes where it's like, there's like one where she's driving originally to the lighthouse, like town, like the island, and
Yep,
it's just so hazy and green, and it just looks like perfection. Like
it
I don't
does.
know how else to explain it. I just love, I mean, green's my favorite color, so I'm probably biased, but it just looks so haunting yet inviting. Like I just want to
It is a
see
very
more.
stunning place, isn't it?
Yeah, Washington is absolutely beautiful, especially in like the more foresty kind of areas that aren't just like the city. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
love that state. Okay, well, last little chunk of the movie here is Rachel and Noah discover at the property a hidden room in the barn. They kind of piece together that, that would have been a place that she didn't like because the horses would have been in there. So they think to go in the barn where they see a gigantically tall ladder, which we know is in the videotape. So they're starting to piece together that the videotape is a lot of symbols within Samara's life,
Oh yeah.
obviously. So they find the ladder and climb up and realize this is where she was kept isolated. It's like a makeshift bedroom with just like a TV and a bed and some strange drawings and just really not a lot of things. And then behind the wallpaper, they start peeling it back and they find an image of the same tree from the video, confirming the location of where they believe the curse started.
Yeah.
So now, the next day, I also forgot to mention this until now, but I really like how this movie goes day one, day two. Like, I like that they
Yeah.
walk us through each day. I
Yeah.
think that's
Same.
really fun. So the next day is day seven. We're finally on her last day. They return to Shelter Mountain Inn, which is that cabin where Katie watched the tape. And inside the cabin, they notice some strange occurrences of marbles on the floor that spill, rolling towards the center of the room. So kind of as they're about to like maybe sort of not give up, but not really sure what they're going to find, they think to move the rug. They discover a ring-shaped mark on the wooden floor, and they
Ugh.
begin breaking through the floorboards. Love this scene.
Yeah. It's
So
sick.
iconic. And they uncover the mysterious hidden well. So the well has now become a literal and symbolic center of the curse, which I love. So as they investigate further, of course they take the lid off the well and they're like kind of trying to figure out what's happening, and the TV falls over
Yeah.
and knocks Rachel just boop directly into the well.
Yeah. It's kind of comical.
It's so funny. It makes me laugh every time. But honestly, we knew she had to end up in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's gone.
She had to.
So yeah.
So yeah, obviously this is like pretty terrifying. And at the bottom, she ends up at the bottom of the well, and it's kind of confusing. I couldn't quite understand how like so Noah leaves to go find something, but before that, like the well closes on its own, obviously. But then like
Obviously. Yeah.
he's fine and he's back. So I'm guessing that like the spirit of Samara sort of like did that intentionally to like keep Rachel from being able to get out sooner. I don't know. I thought it was kind of a little bit strange. But at the bottom, she has a vision of Anna suffocating Samara with a plastic bag, which is traumatizing scene, and throwing her into the well. Absolutely awful.
Oh, it's terrifying. Yeah.
Just yeah, she survived in there for 7 days before dying. Hence, why you die in
7 days.
7 days. Rachel finds Samara's corpse there in the well, and the authorities later retrieve the body, believing her spirit can finally be put to rest.
Oh yeah.
Anything else to add here? I didn't want to write all the details of like this scene where we get the flashback and all of that, but anything that stands out to you in that part where we're kind of seeing what actually happened to her?
Yeah. Why are you building on top of a well? That's kind of the big thing that I thought.
Yeah, it's
And
kind
why
of
is it
weird.
so moldy? There, is it just like maybe it's just like the water source in the air kind of rising, and that's why it's moldy. I don't know. That probably is exactly why. But it's very convenient. It's very
Yeah,
convenient.
it is definitely very convenient. I also feel like it's kind of unrealistic that a cabin hotel type place would be built on top of a well. I feel
Yeah.
like that's not normal.
Unless it's done on purpose, which, like, if it was owned by the Morgans, that would make sense.
Yes, I
But
have
it
wondered
wasn't.
that.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that that scene was pretty cool. I remember like first watching that and not fully getting it because I was so young. But then as I like rewatched it more and even like watching it this time, I like the way they did that. I like the way that they chose to like have Rachel go down there. That's how she gets to find out like what fully happened.
Yeah.
And then it's not just seeing what happened. It's, oh, I found her actual like corpse and now we need to like lay her to rest. Like I
Yeah.
think that's really cool. Like I think that obviously like they think that's it's as simple as that. It's not. But I think it's cool to think that like the characters believe that's how the whole thing is wrapped up in a nice bow. I think it was
Exactly.
done well as far as how they like portrayed the movie. And I don't know if that's at all like the original, but I do like the way that they decided to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yes, she finds the corpse. The authorities later retrieve the body, and Rachel is rescued out of the well, obviously. And now they feel relief, assuming that the curse is lifted and everything can go on normal. I mean, it's day seven; she's still around, so we're good, right? And I haven't really mentioned, I guess, at this point. I know that I said it earlier, but she did make a copy at one point, so that's obviously important to note. So that night, Rachel and Noah reunite briefly and get Aiden from the babysitter and safely tuck him into bed. And as they're doing that, he asks what happened to the girl. And Rachel says that they helped her and Aiden. I cannot talk today. I don't know what is wrong with me. I think my brain is just fried after being with teenagers for a couple days.
That's hilarious.
Aiden replies in dread, "You weren't supposed to help her."
Ooh.
Ooh.
Good line. Good line.
Very good line. So the next day, which is day 7 for Noah, he's at home when the TV suddenly turns on. I love this scene so much. It's always been my favorite.
Oh,
I
it's
love
so
it.
cool. That
So
apartment makes no sense as
yeah,
well.
why
Like,
does he have the biggest flat like ever to exist?
yeah.
Why, okay, these
You got
kind
the
of
TV
movies,
in the middle of the whole. Oh, it's so weird.
what does this guy do for a living that he can afford a flat that size by himself and he
Yep.
has that much stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good
I
question. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Anyways, so yes, he is at home. TV suddenly turns on, and from the static image of the well, slowly Samara's ghost crawls out of the screen and into his apartment. I love how long this takes. Like he's just staring at it for a good like 3 minutes before
Yeah.
she actually makes it out of the TV. I feel like he's just like in shock, obviously, but also maybe thinking this can't be real. This
Exactly.
can't possibly be happening. But yes, she crawls into the apartment and she gets him. She gets him good. And Rachel sort of realizes after Aiden's concerns about helping her, and also she notices that the copy is still under the couch, and I think that's like the light bulb for her, where she's like, "Oh, the reason that I'm okay is because I made a copy."
Oh, yeah.
And showed it to somebody else, but that didn't happen to him. So she arrives at the apartment to try to stop and help him, but unfortunately, she's too late. I love that they show her reaction to his body, but you don't actually see what it looks like
It's
yet.
so good.
Really think
I
that's
like when
really
she
well
like
done.
goes down the stairs and she sees the other girl walking up, and she's just like, "I'm just gonna let her see it."
Yeah, is it like the assistant
Yeah.
that, yeah, we meet earlier? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really good. So obviously realizing the curse is still active, she questions how she survived while he didn't. But like I said, she deduces that the key is copying the tape. So she decides to show this to Aiden and help him make a copy by taking him to the place where she did it before. But she puts like his hands on the actual machine so that it's like he made the copy.
Yeah.
And to survive, the cursed person must make a copy and show it to somebody else. So once she helps Aiden do this, we kind of get the assumption that now he is going to survive, but he's going to have to show this to somebody else, a random stranger, a person they know, his teacher. We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know who. And that is the ring. We kind of end on a little bit of a, not a cliffhanger, but it's like, it's
It's
sort of like an
brutal.
open-ended sort of ending.
It is. Yeah. It's brutal as hell though.
It is.
So
Yeah.
like, have you seen Ring 2?
I feel like I did once, and I do not remember like anything that happens in it.
Yeah. So like, it picks up I think like 6 months after, and they had done it.
Okay,
So
that sounds right. Yeah,
yeah.
I do kind of briefly remember that.
But yeah. So it is kind of brutal. But it needed to be done.
I mean,
It's
he's a child. Like, what else were they gonna do? Like, she's obviously gonna do whatever she can to protect her son. But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting how the ending is. It's like very casual.
yeah.
It's like they just sort of talk about it. They're making the copy, and they sort of have the conversation about how they have to show it to somebody,
Yeah.
and then it just ends.
That's so good.
It's just sort
It's
of it.
so
So
good.
yeah, but give me your final thoughts, score, anything else that I missed.
Yeah, no, I really like this film. This movie just like stands it has that aspect of nostalgia that I think is really cool. The whole MacGuffin of the tape is just it's so good. It's
Hmm.
so good. Samara's a great little villain. She's really creepy. I think they give a bit too much away from her backstory. It's like the whole I like of just like a little bit of mystery that you can kind of make shit up in your head and kind of
Yeah.
makes it even more scarier. But that's not a huge like takeaway from it. I think this movie is really damn good. What did I end up giving it? Did I give it? I gave it 3.5, which I think is really fair. It's a high 3.5, could be 4. But I think this is just like a fun, nostalgic movie. That's just like it's just so cool. It's very rewatchable as well.
Yeah, it definitely is rewatchable. And do you think that maybe if they wouldn't have shown some of the scenes of like her being questioned, like the psychology type of
It
scenes with
wasn't
like,
needed.
all, yeah, I feel like those are the scenes where when you were saying that, I was kind of thinking like maybe we could have just not been shown, but just more like inferred that
Yeah, just
she
like it could
really
be in the
had,
sentence of just like
yeah,
they questioned her. It didn't end up well. It's not like that. Done. They didn't need to
yeah.
hear it all. Yeah,
That's totally fair. I do think that in some aspects, though, I am glad, like, I'm glad they went into as much detail as they did because this movie takes itself so seriously. And
it
that's part
does.
of what I love about it is how, like, much to them, like, they were taking it very seriously with the tone and just the lines that the characters say. Like, everybody's just like, everyone showed up and was just like, yeah, we're just doing the damn thing.
It's fucking cool,
We're
isn't
not
it?
going to half-ass it. Yeah, and I do like, I feel like one aspect of this movie that maybe we haven't talked about that is interesting, like a takeaway of like why it was made, like what's the point?
Hmm.
Um, Besides the fact that obviously it's a remake, so I don't know if there's any validity to this, but like one thing that I feel like sits with me now that I'm older watching it is sort of how like the news or like how what people report on when especially when it comes to like these like trending things,
Yeah.
how that can like you almost like share like your like one tragedy of like a family gets shared and then it's like it spreads like wildfire and
Yeah.
soon it starts affecting everybody and then everyone's like kind of infected with this like sickness like mentally or whatever it may be and it's just like it just kind of shows how like one thing can spread across like so many people and hurt so many people when really it's like this one family that had all this tragedy and all this bad stuff happen is kind of what started it all. So I feel
Yeah.
like that's kind of like a more mature interpretation of something you can kind of gather. I don't think I could have gathered that at 9 years old, obviously. But I do think that's kind of an interesting aspect of like the whole videotape and like transferring it from person to person and, kind of it's like you got to keep moving the curse from, you to the next person.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just kind of speaks a lot to how like journalism and news and kind of tragedies and messed up information is kind of used to like people's own selfish benefit and to hurt others and things like that. So
It's very true.
kind of an interesting little like more, I guess, thought out messaging that's in the film. So otherwise, I agree with everything you said, and I give it 4 stars. I just love it. Has a special place in my heart because it was my first horror film, and I just think that everybody showed up and understood the assignment and looks
That's a
great.
good way to put it.
Love the sound or not the soundtrack but like the score behind it and love the setting and yeah I just think it's a really really good remake and I'll have to watch the original at some point just so I can kind of compare them but I know that I know that a lot of people like this one better. That is not like a hot take by any means to say
Yeah.
that.
No, for
So
sure. Absolutely.
awesome. Well, that is our thoughts on the Ring remake. So for next week we're watching it chapter one of the remakes. Just not enough time to watch both, but obviously we've both seen like the TV miniseries it that it pulled from. I know we both like the remake of it chapter one, so I'm excited to rewatch that. And I've seen the original miniseries so many times, so I have plenty of knowledge of how to kind of compare them. But
Oh yeah.
I do think the movie is a bit better than the original, so it'd be fun to talk about and share our thoughts on that. So I'm
It'd be good
excited for
fun.
that.
Can't wait for that rewatch.
But until then, we're going to do a quick little draft of 2000s horror films. So this
Hell
is
yeah.
anything releasing between 2000 and 2009
Gotcha.
that's in the horror genre. I was originally thinking like we should do like subcategories, like you have to have one in
Ooh, that'd
this
be
case,
cool.
like one slasher, but we'll just do five that we like. Can be any subgenre of horror as long as it came out in that time frame. So you can start us off if you'd like.
I would like. I'm going to go with 28 Days Later. I think it's one of the best zombie movies of all time.
Mhm.
And it's infinitely rewatchable.
Absolutely. I need to I actually noticed I just got Netflix again and they have 28 Days Later and 28 Years Later and I still haven't seen it. So I want to
The new one.
rewatch
Yeah.
both. Yeah, I haven't seen the new one yet.
Yeah, you'd like it. It's really good.
So I'm excited about that. Nice. Definitely agree with you on that. I am going to take probably my favorite horror film of the 2000s, and I don't know if this is like an argument if this is horror or not, but I think it is, and I'm gonna take American Psycho because
Yeah,
that's my favorite
that's
movie
fine.
of that decade.
That's fine. You're not going to get any argument from me there. I think one of the scariest movies I haven't watched it recently, but it's like my memory of it is haunting. Is The Descent
Yeah,
from 2005. I love The Descent.
that's another one where like the color that they chose to use for
So
everything is
creepy.
so good. Actually, I want to rewatch that one this year. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I feel like I need to take this one. This is probably another one of my OG horror films. And when I think of like 2000s horror, this is what I think of, and that's Saw.
Damn it! That was my next one. Good one. Good work. No, Saw's awesome. Damn. Okay. Now I gotta. Could pick that. Yeah, do that. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Pulse.
Is that the remake or the original?
The original, I'm pretty sure, came out in 2001. Yes, came out in 2001.
Okay. I've
Kurosawa.
not seen the original. I've only seen the remake. But this is the same guy who did Cure, which I just watched for the
Yeah,
first time recently.
Kurosawa.
So
Yeah,
I'll have to watch.
Pulse is great. It's fucked up.
I've heard good things. Okay. Um,
Can't believe you took Saw. Good work.
One that is more of a recent one. I've only seen it one time, so I can't like say I grew up on it by any means, but I think that it is definitely really scary, like low budget, and that's Wreck.
Hell yeah, Wreck rules, dude. Wreck rules.
So scary.
Well,
I also want like variety on my list. It's like I got one that's more of like can be seen as like a comedy, psychological type, but also like actual murder, and then you have Saw, which is like so demented, and then Wreck is like found footage. So I want like a little bit of a mix.
no, 100%. Um, hmm. I'm gonna go with Drag Me to Hell.
That's a
Sam
fun one. I
Raimi.
just rewatched that not that long ago.
It's good, isn't it?
It's a fun one.
I want to rewatch it after watching Weapons. Have you seen Weapons?
Yeah. It's my favorite movie of the year so far.
Fuck yeah, it is.
I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again.
It's such a you film as well. I mean, in the best way possible. Like watching that, I was like, "Oh, Ash is gonna fucking love this."
It's so perfect for me. Like as far as the comedy aspects of it, the structure of it, the different like character media. Yeah, it's just it was all perfect for me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see here. I want a horror comedy. I feel like this counts as comedy, but it's also like it's fun. It's not like laugh out loud comedy, but I'll take Jennifer's Body. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
hell
definitely an
yeah.
essential early 2000s one.
Love it. It's a good one.
We can always do 6 if you want as well. I feel like I have enough for that.
Could do 6. You can do 6 if you like.
Because I have one last pick that I just want to pick. It's a really shitty movie, but I love it because of nostalgia. So I just want
Yeah,
to
love
pick
it.
it.
Okay, we can do 6. Uh, I'm gonna go Cloverfield.
Oh, dang it.
You want to get it?
I mean, I just love that movie. I have
It's
it on
just a
my list.
great movie.
It's great. Absolutely great. All right.
God, I love
I've got
Cloverfield.
4, right?
You've got 4, so you need 5 and 6.
I am only not taking The Ring because I don't know. I usually don't like to take the movie that we talk about in the draft, not because it doesn't deserve to be on there, but just because that's no fun. So I think instead, I will take one that at least for me scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And I know it's not like an amazing movie. I like it more than most, but I'm gonna take The Strangers because that one scared the
It's,
living hell out of me.
it's still scary, for
I see
sure.
so much like like shit talk on that movie though on Letterboxd. Like people hate it.
But is it the new one that they hate?
No, the original
No, the
from
original one's
2008.
great. The original one's great.
I love it, but like it has a 2.9 on Letterboxd, and it's really not very beloved.
No, I'm with you there. Don't worry. My last, I'm going to do Australian horror. I think it's one of the best Australian horror films. Is Lake Mungo.
Hey, you've told me about this one so many times.
I love Lake Mungo. It's so goddamn good.
I definitely will watch it, I promise.
You need it.
Is that a found footage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like a documentary.
Okay. Interesting. Kind of like the VHS movies where it's like that, where it's like camcorder, like documentary type of, or like Creep, kind of like that.
Kind of like it's kind of like what we do in the what we do in the shadows, but just
Oh, like more mockumentary
yeah,
type of.
very mockumentary.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Interesting. Okay.
some of it's so fucking nuts. It's so good. Where they show scenes at the beginning of the film and then they reverse back to it, and then you can like you're looking for things that you've been told to look for in the original scene, and you can see shit in it. It's so cool.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, my last pick. It's really a shitty movie. I just don't care. This movie like defined my childhood when I don't even know if you. I mean, it's definitely horror. It's not scary, but Stay Alive. Did you ever watch that movie?
Stay alive.
It's the one where if you die in the video game, you die in real life. It's got like Sophia Bush, Ben Foster, or not Ben Foster, Ben Foster's brother. I forget his name. Frankie Muniz.
This movie, holy shit!
I
Yeah,
loved it
John
so
Foster.
much. Yeah, John Foster. It's Ben Foster's brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie like literally for me is like when I think of 2000s like horror, especially when I was like a young
What a
teenager.
throwback.
I watched it so much.
Ash, the movie sucked.
I don't care. I said that it's not good, but I have a special
That's
place in my
awesome.
heart for it.
Hey, I respect it.
This is not a list I'm making because I'm going off of
I'm just
highly
saying you
rated.
definitely didn't steal it from me.
That's why I picked it last.
Also, Jimmy Simpson's in it as well from Always Sunny.
Yeah, I mean, it's got everybody. It's yeah, it's like I feel like it's so many people from that time frame that were really popular. So
Oh,
yes, I don't care. I think that's the whole fun of horror films, especially out of any genre. You can have the shittiest movies and you can still love them because it's just
They're
dumb
fun.
fun.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So, anyways, to summarize, Harry took 28 Days Later, The Descent, Pulse, Drag Me to Hell, Cloverfield, Lake Mungo. I took American Psycho, Saw, Wreck, Jennifer's Body, The Strangers, and Stay Alive. I stand by that pick. I don't care.
I like that we both got
Um,
an international film on there as well, like Pulse and Rec. Rec's Spanish.
yeah, look at us.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, some that I was thinking about that didn't end up picking was House of a Thousand Corpses, Red Dragon, Jeepers Creepers, Final Destination. Really, any of the first three could fit into that time frame. What about Shaun of the Dead? Did that come out in the
Yeah, it's
2000s?
2004. I fucked up.
I can't believe we didn't pick that. I was just
It's
thinking
true.
about that.
Yeah. See, we always miss one. We always miss one.
Well, it's just such a funny movie that in my
Yeah.
brain I was just like putting it under comedy in my head, but obviously it would still count.
Have you seen The Others?
No, is that the Nicole Kidman one?
Yeah, the movie's good. I like The
No, I've
Others a
seen it
lot.
on Criterion when I'm looking, like for movies I want to buy, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, The Others was up there. Final Destination, just for legacy.
Yeah, I said any of the first three I think could
Yeah.
have fit with that.
Paranormal Activity.
Oh yeah, that
A lot of
also
pe-
for just like the decade.
Yeah, a lot of
Iconic.
people loved The Mist. I didn't love The Mist, but a lot of people
I
did.
don't mind it.
Let the right one in.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think what else. Zombieland, kind of another comedy one that could have technically counted.
Mm-hmm.
Trick or Treat,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Constantine,
Fuck. Oh, dude,
some
Constantine
vampire action.
rules. Constantine rules.
Um,
Yeah, nice.
Blade 2,
Always.
Devil's Rejects. Yeah. Definitely some good ones. 30 Days of Night. We could go on for forever. I feel like this is such a fun decade of horror. Like even if they're not the best quality movies, I think they're just a lot of fun. So
Oh yeah.
well, good. Well, this kicks off our horror remakes, and this is our thoughts on The Ring. And thank you for listening. Please make sure to watch It Chapter 1 for next time. And then I think we put out in our last episode like the full list, and we'll obviously put that somewhere soon so you guys can kind of see what's to come. But
Yeah.
yeah, should be a fun 2 months. Lot of horror films. So we're just gonna keep that going all the way until December, which I'm excited about. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
until next time, I'm Ash, that's Harry, and we will see you at the movies.